Good afternoon, Rochester Memorial students and families. Mr. Medeiros here with this week's Medeiros Minute. Boys and girls, I want to thank you for a great week of learning here at Rochester Memorial. And I want you all to know how excited I am and Mr. West and all of the staff here at Rochester Memorial, how excited we are to welcome all of our grade 3 through 6 students to a full in-person learning model here starting on Monday. We know we've been very excited and happy to have our kindergarten, first grade, and second graders back here at Rochester Memorial. They've done an outstanding job since their full in-person pivot back on February 2nd. So we're also just as pleased to welcome back our students in grades 3 through 6 to their full in-person pivot on Monday, April 5th. So we will have all students K through 6 here at Rochester Memorial back to a full in-person learning model 5 days a week. So very, very exciting time, and we're very excited to welcome our students back here at RMS. Boys and girls, we know how excited you all are as well. Certainly appreciate the conversations that we had as Mr. West and I traveled around to all classrooms, grades K through 6, to talk about the new recess routines, the new games out at recess, what lunch is going to look like, how we're going to enter the cafeteria, how we're going to exit the cafeteria, the addition of the gymnasium as a secondary cafeteria here at school. We talked about some changes to traffic flow in the building. So you're all outstanding as always in those conversations. You really provided some great feedback, had some great questions. Really, we're so engaged in those conversations to the point where we feel very confident and comfortable that we will have a successful pivot here on Monday when everyone returns to the full in-person learning model. So great job, boys and girls. Really just being assertive, showing responsibility, and really showing that you're ready to take care of yourselves, take care of others, and take care of our wonderful school environment. So a great job in those conversations, boys and girls. Parents and guardians, I want to thank you for your understanding and really working with us and with our 2:15 time frame or deadline that we're asking you to wait to come as you before lining up for the in the parent loop back there for student dismissal. So we have mentioned that in the last few Medeiros minutes. We know that there were some folks who may have missed that information and did come by a little before that 2:15 time. We're able to just go out there and have a great conversation, notify them that we have that 2:15 time frame, that deadline that we're asking folks to wait before arriving here. And they were fabulous. They just went to one of the spots and parked where our actually staff vehicles are parked, and then they were able to transition from that spot into the driveway once that 2:15 time frame came. So parents and guardians, we bring it up again here in this week's Medeiros Minute as we've just noticed that some of our parents are getting here a little bit before 2:15, and they're not accessing the driveway back there, but they're stopping right at the cones at the entrance of that driveway, so and parking right along the soccer field. So what we're asking is that parents and guardians not park along the soccer field line there. If you do get here a little bit before 2:15, if you could just find a parking spot amongst the staff vehicles that are there, and then at that 2:15 time frame, you can transition from that parking spot and then head down into the driveway for pickup for our dismissal procedure. Reason we say this is because we know that as the warmer weather comes, our students or even grade level teams will be accessing that field, accessing the structure, accessing the area that Mr. Woodward uses for physical education class, obviously for PE class, but also for other opportunities, fresh air breaks or activities or project-based learning activities or hands-on activities on those fields. So we just want to make sure that the vehicles that are lining up along the soccer field are not impeding access to those fields. So if you do get here a little bit prior to 2:15, rather than lining up where those cones are and along the soccer field, we're asking that you just find a spot in one of the parking spots amongst the staff vehicles. And then at 2:15, you can transition into that driveway area where we start our dismissal process. So any questions about that, please don't hesitate to contact myself and Mr. West. We'll be happy to help out and answer those questions for you. Parents and guardians, boys and girls, I'm going to attempt to share my screen here as I want to show all of you a few slides that we hope will be important information, but also highlight some wonderful actions here by some of our students here at Rochester Memorial. So this first slide here is just a slide actually that was part of our Q&A session that took place this past Tuesday, March 30th. Parents and guardians, if you were not able to attend that Q&A session, that the link to that recording, the Q&A session was actually recorded. So the entire recording is actually posted to the Rochester Memorial School webpage. So if you missed that Q&A session, weren't able to participate, please feel free to watch that recording. That video has been posted to our webpage. Any questions that maybe you thought of that you didn't hear asked in that Q&A session that you would like to have answered, please don't hesitate to reach out to Mr. West or I or Mrs. Abbray here in the main office, and we'd be happy to answer those questions for you. But this slide was actually part of that presentation. One of the big key pieces to our arrival and dismissal traffic flow routine is going to be the addition to the use of this blacktop area here that actually you can see from this photo on the right, Mr. Woodward actually uses for physical education class. He only uses with our students the middle portion of that blacktop area. So we're actually going to be having some signage and some cones as we're going to have our parent and guardian vehicles that come down the driveway access this blacktop area using the perimeter. So if you follow my cursor here on the photo on the left, typically right now we're coming down this driveway and we're heading all the way to this basketball hoop straight ahead. And then as you look at this photo on the right, we're coming down the soccer field driveway here. Starting Monday, we're actually going to have some cones here. I will actually be out there as well. We're going to ask that our parent and guardian vehicles come down the driveway and then take a left where you see these buses parked. Obviously, our buses will not be parked there starting next week so that our parents and guardians can access this area. So right here, you're going to turn left if you follow my cursor here in the photo on the right, and you're going to follow along the perimeter of this blacktop area. We estimate that this will alleviate about 20 to 22 vehicles in the driveway loop, so that we're making sure that we're not having too many vehicles piled up on Pine Street or causing traffic backup here on Pine Street, which we know is not safe for our parents and guardians nor our students. So as you come down the driveway here, following my cursor of the photo on the left, when we get to these buses, you're going to turn left. Now here on the photo on the right, we're going to continue along the perimeter of the blacktop area. You actually may see Mr. Woodward out there preparing for PE class. That is perfectly fine. We'll have some cones so that we're going along the perimeter and not in his way. And then we're going to be coming down. Once we get to the well house here, we're going to turn right, and we're going to be coming down this driveway all the way along the soccer field all the way to the driveway where we actually have our two drop-off locations. So as I mentioned, this slide was actually, and information was part of the Q&A session. Any questions about that, please don't hesitate to reach out. Mr. West and I thank you for your continued patience and collaboration and working with us as we tweak this arrival and dismissal traffic flow and drop-off locations. We certainly appreciate all your feedback and suggestions. We certainly don't have all the answers, but we know that folks have provided feedback that we've actually been able to implement. For example, the picking up and dropping off of siblings in the same location was a great suggestion, which has helped keep our traffic flow going at a steady pace out back, which has not kept too many people out on Pine Street or on our campus waiting too long. We really have had it down to about a 10-15 minute window, which is outstanding. So parents and guardians, please, that are coming for arrival and dismissal, please be on the lookout for this adjustment to our traffic flow starting on Monday. Parents and guardians, boys and girls, I want to highlight the photo here. This is our grade 6 students participating in a school community project. So our grade 6 students heard that our second and first graders really enjoy using sidewalk chalk out at recess. Our second graders have actually had their chalk bags done. Our grade 2 recess staff was able to put together sidewalk chalk individual bags for each second grade student. So our 6th grade boys and girls heard this and really rolled up their sleeves and right away engaged with their classroom teachers in this school community project. As you can see, Miss Molly here on the left and Torin on the right, putting those bags together and labeling them with their first grade peers' names on them. So every single one of our first graders will have their own individualized chalk bag starting on Monday, and it's done, ready to go. We're very excited about that. I want to thank our grade 6 boys and girls for really just modeling and being just exemplifying one of our school rules of taking care of others, and really just many components of our CARES model. So excellent job, boys and girls. I know we only have photos here of Molly and Torin, but I know all of our 6th grade students participated. So thank you very much. And I know our first grade boys and girls, thank you as well. Speaking of a 6th grader who is exemplifying our CARES motto, this is Mr. Cash Jerome. So Cash noticed that our awesome buddy bench out in our kindergarten playground was unfortunately damaged and broken, and it was actually tipped over so that our students knew not to use it. So he had his dad reach out to me, as he mentioned to his dad that he would love the opportunity to be able to take that buddy bench and fix it for our kindergarten students so that they would be able to use it once again. So Mr. Jerome reached out to me. I said, absolutely. I'm so proud of Cash. Talk about a student exemplifying how to take care of others, and really just community service and many components of our CARES model. So this is a photo of Cash returning that buddy bench, fixed and in good standing, and it's back in the rotation out at our kindergarten playground, and our kindergarten boys and girls are very excited. And Cash, thank you so much. Excellent job. Boys and girls, this month of April, we're shifting our CARES motto, as today was the first day of April. We're shifting from assertiveness and how being assertive helps us with our relationship skills to responsibility, and how being responsible helps us become more self-aware. When we are responsible, boys and girls, we stay on task. We listen and follow directions. We practice giving and receiving suggestions to our classmates. Being self-aware includes the ability to recognize how thoughts, feelings, and actions are interconnected. It also involves understanding our emotions. When you feel comfortable, boys and girls, learning is easier. And when you are hardworking students, it helps you reach your goals and values. Boys and girls, remember, as we shift to responsibility and self-awareness, we don't forget about the other components of our CARES model. Those become tools in our toolbox to help us each and every day here at Rochester Memorial. I hope everyone has a great long weekend. Reminder, there is no school tomorrow, Friday, April 2nd. So boys and girls, please enjoy the great long weekend. Get some rest, recharge those batteries, and be ready for an exciting full in-person return for all students here, K through 6, at Rochester Memorial. Boys and girls, remember, take care of yourselves, take care of others, and take care of your environment. Have a great